In 1886, Leo Tolstoy wrote a short story that legendary author James Joyce called the greatest masterpiece the world has ever seen. It wasn't a romance, and it wasn't a sweeping epic of war. It was a psychological mirror held up to human greed. The story of a man who destroyed his own soul for a few extra acres of dirt. The story is called How Much Land Does a Man Need? It follows a peasant farmer named Pahom. He's a hard-working man, but he has one constant frustration. He feels trapped by his small plot of land. One night, while staring out into the dark, he speaks his deepest thought aloud. He says, "If I had plenty of land, I shouldn't fear the devil himself." But the devil was sitting behind the stove, listening. Soon after, opportunities begin falling into Pahom's lap. He buys a piece of land, then a larger one, then an even larger one. But a strange thing happens. The more land he gets, the more crowded he feels. The more greedy he becomes. The piece he thought he was buying completely vanishes. Then he hears about a distant tribe called the Bashkirs. They own vast, endless green plains, and they sell it for a strangely cheap price, just 1,000 rubles a day. The chief tells Pahom the rule: as much land as you can walk around in a single day, from sunrise to sunset, is yours. But if you don't return to the exact spot you started before the sun goes down, you lose your money and you get nothing. The next morning at dawn, Pahom starts walking. At first, his pace is easy. But every time he looks ahead, he sees another beautiful hill, another fertile valley. He keeps telling himself, just a little more, just 3 more miles. By afternoon, his boots are heavy, his throat is parched, and his heart is hammering against his ribs. He realizes he has walked too far. The sun is starting to sink toward the horizon. He begins to run. He throws away his boots, his canteen, his shirt. The sun is touching the edge of the earth. With his lungs bursting, he makes one final agonizing leap forward and touches his starting mark, just as darkness falls. The chief cheers. Pahom has won. But as his servant runs over to help him up, he notices blood pooling at Pahom's mouth. Pahom is dead. His heart couldn't take the strain. The servant picks up a spade. He digs a simple grave, exactly 6 feet long, from his head to his heels, and buries him. Tolstoy ends the masterpiece with a single chilling answer to his own question. In the end, 6 feet of dirt was all the land that man needed.